Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube. I am on my way to morning class. Once again, it is 5:40 a.m. and gonna be teaching more back attacks today. Gonna go over the rear naked choke, how to regain back when your partner clears your bottom hook, and possibly a triangle, if we can get that far. Probably not, but it's on the list. As far as what I'm working on today, it's still going to be taking the back, but a lot of controlling the back. I'll give you guys some footage from Sweeper Submit today. Today's nogi, by the way, so we're going to get there, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to control. I'm sorry for the beeping. Seatbelt, you know. So yeah, it's in nogi. Figure fours are the priority when maintaining the back position. At least that's what I can discern from watching a lot of competitive jiu-jitsu, nogi jiu-jitsu, is you want the figure four found somebody's back. The problem is my legs are pretty short and there aren't that many like super lean people in morning class, so it's hard for me to figure four anyone other than a couple of the students. That being said, I'm still going to try and control the back position. I'm going to look to trap the arm. When I get to the back, I'm going to look to trap the arm with my leg and look for the straight jacket, kind of like Gordon does from the back. Set up the rear naked choke or potentially the triangle from the back as well. So those are kind of the things I'm working on. My game plan going into competition this weekend is really just to kind of pull guard. I've learned from competing, you know, I'm all about the takedowns. I don't like pulling guard that much, but it does seem like it's way harder to pass the guard than it is to sweep from the guard. So if I pull first, it's a lot harder for the person on top to score than it is for me to score, which gives me a better chance of winning, because from my experience, it seems like the person to score first in the match usually has the best chance at winning when it comes down to the line, especially in Masters Division where there's only 5-minute matches. So I'm going to pull guard. I just want to, in the days leading up to competition, practice taking the back and keep using my students as a way to improve there. Hopefully I get more rounds today with different people. I rolled with the same person twice yesterday and one other person. So I want to get a little variety and have that give me a chance to see different looks, get different feedback, and hopefully get more practice taking the back and controlling the back. So that's where we're at. I'm getting to the gym. That's all I really have to say today. So working on back attacks, straight jackets, and submissions from the back in nogi. Stay tuned, guys. Let's roll.
So I think I said this in the last vlog, but basically I'm raw dogging this rolling commentary. So here's round one in nogi with Byron, same person I rolled with yesterday. I pull guard and immediately set up kind of a half guard or delahiva where I invert and I'm able to get a sweep. Or I could have taken the sweep there, but I actually move into a berimbolo. I try to take his back, he flattens out really good. I come up on a leg drag and I settle side control. So right here you can see Byron's turning towards me. He's trying to recover his guard, which is definitely a good thing to do. So I flip my hips and I step over to the mount, but as he's still recovering guard, his back is exposed. So I try to set up a gift wrap here, looking again for my back takes. But once again, Byron flattens out and he traps my leg in a quarter guard, half guard position here. So Byron is doing great at framing and turning towards his opponent, right? Turning towards me, and he's recovering guard. Every time he turns towards me, it makes it difficult for me to settle side control. Right here, he turns too far forward or towards me, and I go to knee on belly and I flip my hips. And as I flip my hips, I'm able to anticipate him turning on his side, and I roll with him to take the back. Now here, I've got my seatbelt control. I'm working on attacking the submissions immediately after controlling the back position. I've got my hooks. I would have gotten my points in a tournament, but right here, I'm fighting the hands, looking for an opening to actually start threatening the neck. Byron's doing a good job of turning towards me, and I'm unable to trap his shoulder with my left leg to keep him from turning. So he keeps turning into me. The only thing keeping him from escaping is me lifting that elbow up, so he can't post on the elbow. But I am trying to look for that straight jacket control. But he knows what what I'm working towards, right? We literally talked about the straight jacket attacks in class. So attacking the move of the day is obviously very difficult on someone that is somewhat aware of what's going on and knows what you're working on. But he escapes the back, flattens his back onto the mat, but in his attempt to recover guard, he turns sideways, and I'm able to transition once again to his back. He pressures up onto me, trying to shallow up my hooks so he can flip his hips and escape. But I'm keeping my control. I'm trying to keep my hooks as high as possible. And eventually here he's able to turn his hips, flatten his back, and start escaping, which forces me to come up on top. Now right here, I am trying to turn his shoulders, like pull his left arm out from under him and force his shoulders sideways. But he's too strong and he's too flat here. He's fighting pretty strongly to turn towards me, and taking the back doesn't really make sense here. So as he comes towards me, I start to threaten a guillotine, which causes him to flatten out again, allowing me to take the sweep and come up on top. Well, no sweep because I was already in a good position, but I do come up on top. Now right here, I'm stepping back for a knee bar. Setup didn't feel good, so I reset, start stepping onto his other leg, and unfortunately, we kind of roll out of the camera, and that kind of ends the round here. Round number 2 with Sarah. So I start on my guard. She is very adept with her passing. She has very flexible hips and knees, so she's able to weave her legs very, very tightly. Makes it hard for me to deal with. Honestly, Sarah has one of my anti-Jiu Jitsu games. Like, I just can't seem to have much success against her Jiu Jitsu when I'm playing technique for technique. But in this position, I'm able to get the X, and I pummel my leg to do kind of a baby bolo back take here, which I am on the back. I'm close to getting my bottom hook, but I haven't gone to my top hook yet either, so I have very limited control here. She's fighting the feet, or fighting the hooks with her hands, and eventually scoots away, and we get into a leg entanglement position here. I'm kind of in a 50-50. She attacks my foot. I roll out, and we're still in the 50-50 position, and I'm pummeling to look for a way to come up on top and start threatening passes. So I come up. She drives forward, lifting my foot up, which makes it difficult for me to settle top position or stand. And I go for a reverse De La Hiva here. Now I'm looking for kind of a kiss of the dragon to the back, but she threatens a knee cut and ended up going to a quarter guard. Now, like I said, you can see where her knees are just really swiveling really hard there in that knee cut position. It makes it hard for me to really put pressure on her joints and threaten sweeps. But I turtle and use the turtle to recover back to my half guard, where she goes chest to chest. I do have an underhook, which allows me to create space and threaten sweeps or back takes. When she's heavy on that left leg of hers, it's difficult for me to take the back, but it's easier for me to sweep. So I start trying to turn towards her. She's got good crossface, flattening me out, and she ends up stepping over to look for a mount or a side control. Now I try to trap her foot, which prevents her from passing or from mounting me, and I look for deep half. But deep halving in Sarah is difficult. I think I talked about this yesterday, because she's able to get her hips really, really close to the mat. And when I elevate her, she's got so much flexibility that I can't off balance her as easily as I could someone with less flexibility in their joints. That being said, she's looking for the gift wrap now. She's starting to expose my back, and I'm just protecting my right arm from the key lock and the gift wrap. She slides her right knee up. She's doing a really good job of threatening the back position. I do still have her foot trapped, which makes it a little bit difficult until I lose it right here. I turtle. She gets the back, and she has the position completely established. She has both hooks. She is already attacking my neck, and this is not a spot where I really want to be. So I roll, trying to put pressure on her, using some of my weight to make holding the back position difficult. Now she's crossing her feet here, but they are crossed above my hips, which means I can't ankle lock her or anything. She sinks in the choke while I'm trying to transition, and she's got me dead to rights, but the timer goes off, so I dodge that one. Going straight into round 3 here with Alan. He starts on his guard. He's got a really good guard, and I am working my leg weave passes. So I'm just trying to get him to turn his knees a little bit too much. And as I do a long step pass here, he turns too far towards me and exposes his back. So I try to step around and threaten the back right there, but end up ending in a front headlock position and chase his back to getting my hooks here. Now he's peeling the foot, doesn't want me to score here, and I've got my bottom hook in deep, and my right arm is already threatening the neck. So he really only has one hand to defend, and as I threaten that choke more, he has to focus on the hands, and I'm able to get my second hook. I haven't established position yet. His back escapes are good, but he's flipping his hips back and forth, and you can see right here he starts to flatten his hips out, and he's driving his right elbow to the mat. As soon as he gets his right elbow to the mat, he beats me in this race. I'm unable to come up on top or regain the back, and he flips his hips, comes up, and forces me to guard. So I was close to establishing my back position, but probably didn't get points there from a competitive standpoint, and he's threatening leg drags, turning my hips away, and one of my bad habits is that I turtle when I'm almost getting past. Like I just turtle instinctively, and I have a pretty tight turtle, but that leads to me consistently having to defend the back position here. But I am able to defend. He's trying to slide his bottom knee in to get that bottom hook. As he's trying to dig for that bottom hook, though, I'm covering my hips with my elbows, making sure that I block those holes where his hooks would go. He uses his left leg to pry my left leg, pull me over, and eventually try and dig that left hook in. But I'm wise to that. I threaten a little bit of a knee bar, and since I've been working on those, he's weary of it and opts to take top position, where I try to settle my half guard. He's got a leg weave that's preventing me from really establishing it, and I eventually opt for like a double ankle type sweep here, where I immediately threaten the ankle lock. Now, he was ankle locked in tournament not too long ago, so he knows to get his foot flat, and as he comes up, I threaten the knee bar on the other leg, trying to just chain sequences together, chain attacks together, and unfortunately, when you attack the knee bar from bottom, you do expose your back a little bit, so he immediately jumps on that on me, and I'm preventing the hooks with my hand. So I'm not too worried about the neck because he doesn't have any control on my lower body, and eventually I'm able to scoop my hips out, threaten another knee bar where he actually passes this time and starts getting to side control. But to prevent the side control, I hook his foot with my right leg and eventually recover a butterfly hook where I can start elevating him and recover my full butterfly. So right here, I've got an arm clamp. I've got his head and his arm clamped in my gable grip, and I'm trying to work a, arm clamps butterfly sweep, but he pulls his arm out. I lose that control, and I eventually just stand up to wrestle again or reset positions. So right here, ideally, I'm looking for an arm drag or a duck under to get to the back, but he's working on his takedown, so he actually gets in on the single leg, and I immediately threaten the guillotine to force him to question his single leg. As I attack the head, he doesn't commit fully to the headlock or to the single leg, and because he doesn't commit to it, his head stays controlled, and I'm able to use that guillotine grip to come up on a takedown of my own. Now, forcing him to turtle, I spin to the back. He recovers. He turtles again. We spin to the back, and I'm in the front headlock here. So I'm going to try and use the front headlock to threaten the guillotine. Because my guillotine is a threat, he has to be extra concerned about that hand fight, and I can either look for the back, or in this situation, I try to do a Peruvian necktie, which he rolls a little bit too preemptively, and my grips are not strong enough. So back into the guard position for Allen, and I'm on top, weaving my legs back and forth, really just trying to get him turned away from me. And with my left arm under his leg like that, it prevents him from bridging, and it also prevents him from turning towards me as much because his guard is really good. I don't want him to recover guard, so if I can keep his hips turned away, I can avoid that. Now right here, I've settled my side control, and the time runs out. All right, guys, so that concludes my morning class training. It's about, oh my God, it's about 8:15. Stayed and talked a little bit afterwards, as per usual. Sorry about this line of sun in the middle of my face. Kind of looks weird, but yeah, got some good footage, got some good rounds with a few of my tougher training partners, Byron, Alan, Sarah. Had a little bit of success taking the back. In nogi is way tougher to get like arm drags, and so it seemed like a lot of my back takes were in transition, right? As I sweep or as I pass, they're turning away, and I transition, I do like a hip switch and take the back right off of transition, which makes sense because, you know, as I pass in nogi with more distance between us, and it's more difficult to settle position because we're slippery, right? When people tend to turtle or shrimp really hard towards you, that exposes their back on one side or the other, whether it's the side you're on or the side farther from you. It gives you an opportunity to transition. So that's where a lot of my back takes came from. I figure the way I'm approaching this and the way I'm approaching getting better at back position is just the more I can get there in rounds and sweep or submit, the longer I will spend
on the position controlling it, and eventually that'll lead to submissions, which, you know, in competition I've had quite a bit of success with submissions from the back, but usually they're in transitions, they're in movement, and the person's like has a sense of urgency to escape. So in training it's a little different when people aren't so scared of getting their back taken as they are getting submitted. Like in training, a lot of people would rather not get submitted than escape a position, right? So if I get my back taken, I'm more comfortable just chilling with my back taken and protecting my neck than trying to get out of the position and creating openings for the person attacking to actually submit me, if that makes sense. So yeah, just in the gym, like I said, I'm gonna keep trying to chase the back, keep trying to take the back, gi, no gi, doesn't matter, whether it's in passing from distance or from turtle, from front headlock, or even just like looking for arm drags and underhooks and things like that to attack the back from bottom position. But I'm feeling more success. I was a little nervous about trying to attack the back in nogi anyways, just because it is way slipperier and harder to force things to work, I should say. But I did have some success. I think I am improving just from yesterday. So hopefully you guys like this vlog style video. This is day number 2, guys. I haven't been posting daily, but I gotta get in a rhythm as far as my editing goes, so that I can post like on the dot every day. That's what I want to do. But yeah, 3 days until the Denver Open. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna pull guard. Don't really know what my strategy is outside of that, but yeah. Remember, guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like the video. Appreciate you for watching. As always, stay consistent. Go train.